My friend, I have a story for you today. And this is specifically for those who think they are in love with somebody and that they want to get married to them, and maybe situations are not in your favor. Maybe you are with them or not with them. So I have a story. There was a young man, an active young man, hardworking, who used to like a girl, a young, beautiful girl. And he told his friend that he loved her and he wanted to marry her. And so, to the best of his capacity, he proposed her many a times, and she told her that he loved her and that he wanted to marry her. But the girl was not ready, the girl was not into him. And so he did all the possible things that he could do to make it better, to try convincing her, not only verbally convincing her, but possibly do everything that we think that can convince a girl, have a good job, etc., take care of ourselves, be an alpha man, etc. But she was not ready. It was one case. She was not ready, and one day the guy, along with his friends, thought that he did whatever he could do to get her, but there is no other way. Instead of going to her place, her house, and do a hunger strike. So he sat on a hunger strike, and his friends surrounded him. And slowly, by the evening, the entire town got to know about this. And the entire town gathered around the girl's house. Everybody knew now. In the other towns as well, everybody knew that this guy is so in love with the girl that he promises that he will die of hunger if she doesn't marry him, as he has done everything that he could possibly do. And so the town empathized with him, and some influential people in the town tried convincing the girl's father that if you don't do it, if you don't convince your girl to marry that man, it will be a shame in the society, that people will think that you let a man die, not for a bad cause, but he used to love your girl. If you let him, he will take care of your daughter. He is a good guy. He's a very hard working guy. So many good things about him. But the girl was not ready, and so it was a dilemma for the girl's father. And he was stressed of all this situation. But to the rescue, one of his friends came and advised the girl's father that there is a solution. There is a solution to this situation. And under stress, the father asked his friend, "What is the situation that you're going to bring in here and it will resolve everything? What is it? Tell me right away." He was anxious about it. And so the friend said, "Leave it on me, I'll do it." And so he ran out of the house somewhere and brought along with him a prostitute, a very, very old, ugly looking, wrinkly, smelly. Her clothes were sort of torn off. She used to stink, and if young men filled with testosterone looked at her, they would feel bad, repelled by her aesthetics. And so the friend brought her in front of the house, and the guy who was sitting on the hunger strike asked that old prostitute, "What are you doing here?" with all the possible repel that he could display. And so he asked her, "What are you doing here?" And she said, "I love you. And I am ready to die here out of hunger if you do not get married to me right now. I am ready to die. I love you so much. I want to make you mine." And within a minute of this incident, the guy and his gang disappeared into thin air. Never looked back. Not because he understood that he cannot forcefully make somebody his. Not because of that. He never looked back, he never thought about her again because he thought that if I can't make her my own property, if I can't get her to marry me, or if I can't make her my girlfriend, I won't think about her. My love is dead. And we have learned this forever, that love means owning something and somebody. And if you can't own them, if you can't own something, or if you can't own somebody, if you can't get married to them, make them your own human being, your own person, your own property, then the love fades away, then the love dies. The only reason that you say that you love somebody is the need to make them yours. You want to surround them by your presence, and you want to isolate them from their own personality. You expect them to laugh only with you. You expect them to be surrounded by you. You expect them to think about you. And that's how you snatch away their own individual freedom. Right? There was a marriage in a town. Two people in love with each other so much. They used to quarrel sometime. It's not possible that in a relationship or where people share romantic interests, they do not get into fights or arguments or disagreements. It used to happen. It looked like a good relationship, and they went to the marriage registrar, excited. Just after the guy got his signature done on the contract paper, the marriage paper, the girl immediately snapped and told the registrar to cancel this marriage immediately. I do not want this man anymore. I don't want him. And the registrar was shocked. Just 2 moments ago, both the couple signed that paper willingly. They looked so happy together. They were so willing to do it. What happened suddenly? So he asked the girl, "What happened right now? I understand that your fights, some fights that can lead to this situation might start after 1 year or 6 months. But what right now? Why right now?" And so she said that I can't live with this man. What if the fights will start after 1 year or 6 months? They will start. So why not right now? Why not to get away from him right now? Look at this paper. What has he done? Look at the size of my signature. The size of the alphabets that I have put on paper with my name are average and normal in size. But look at the way he signed the papers. His alphabets are larger than me. And so he wants to show me from the beginning of our marriage that he is superior to me. He wants to oppress me. And so I don't want this guy in my life. It's a small problem. Maybe the guy never intended to do this. But misunderstanding doesn't ask for your permission. And it's not about misunderstanding. This discourse is not about misunderstanding, but small problems with which people compromise. At least they think that if there are small little problems, we'll be able to compromise with them. So they get married, and so they snatch away each other's individuality because they are expecting something from the other person. And the moment you start expecting something from the other person, you snatch away their own individuality, their freedom. And you may compromise on little problems, but a seed has a tendency to grow into a tree and become a forest at the end. And so do small problems. The problems that we think that will fade with time, at least we assume it, or at least we compromise with them, we make peace with it, understanding that these are small problems. People compromise with huge problems in relationships. These are small problems, we can do so. But the seed has a tendency, those small problems, those little issues of insecurity, jealousy, a desire to make them your own. So someone has to sacrifice. Socrates, his wife used to beat him, and one fine day he tore off his clothes and threw boiling hot water on his face, and his face was half burnt. You know why? Because she was so insecure that he spent so much time in teaching philosophy and sitting alone and not spending time with her. And a woman cannot handle insecurity. It was not even another girl or another woman, it was philosophy that he was so consumed into. But owning somebody, getting married to somebody, brings insecurity, brings a feeling of owning someone. So either we compromise or either we face these consequences. Either you might compromise on your own personality, your own individuality, your own freedom. Even the time that you needed desperately alone with yourself, you have to compromise that because you have made a promise, you have taken an oath, you have signed a paper. And if you are not able to do that, insecurity seeps in, jealousy seeps in, violence seeps in. And even if it doesn't get to a state of, visible quarrel, visible violence, visible abuse, it gives pain in the heart. But love is not the issue. Love is not the problem here. It is our idea of love that is the problem. It is the idea of owning somebody, sacrificing your own freedom and expecting them to sacrifice their freedom and individuality at the same time. So you both compromise on your individual identity, and you call it two bodies, one soul. No, it can't happen. It's just fairy tale thing. We expect, we fantasize looking at the glorified life of few couple on the television or maybe social media. But we all know that television and social media is not the truth. It is not. People maintain relationships to maintain their identity, maintain their image in the public. Because more than love and more than their personal happiness, what is more important is an image in front of the society and public. And so the people we see that they are so happy, we don't know. We don't go to their houses. Maybe there would be times that Maybe a couple in millions of couples, one couple finds a way to mutually understand each other truly in reality. Could be a rare situation, but in that case too, people compromise. One has to compromise at least with their dreams, with their capacity, with their individuality, with their freedom. We see couples giving birth to beautiful twins, beautiful children. The woman has to sacrifice most of the times. She could have been an individual if she had no desire to own a husband, if she had no desire to play a role in front of the society or in front of the public. And so people even maintain a relationship, people desperately try to maintain their image of a sweet couple. But we don't know what's going on in their houses. But we personally know, we know the tendency of human consciousness, that if the good is there, evil is also there. And with evil, how can we expect permanency? The moment that a thought that arises in your mind that you want to leave your partner, or even don't want to be in this situation, you're just playing a role, that's the moment your love dies. And the moment you want to think that you want to own somebody, that is the exact moment your love dies. Because now that's not any more personal, that's not your own thing. You want to have that love documented in front of people, so that others also know, I have a beautiful wife, I was able to crack it. And so that women could brag into their own circle that I have got a green flag, I cracked this guy, and so I will give birth to his children. So such a fetish idea. So if you are one of those who are in love with somebody, or at least think that you are, and you want to own them, make them your girlfriend or boyfriend, even if they are not interested. And even if they are, expecting permanency will only snatch away your freedom, because human beings have the tendency to change, grow, and develop. That's all for today. I'll see you again. Drop in your comments in the section below, and subscribe if you want to get more of it, more of my conversations. Bye.